All right. So Embrace is looking at a number of countries that are authoritarian regimes, and that poses a number of methodological but also ethical challenges that really have to be kept at the core of the research process. So among these challenges, there's a big problem in actually being able to gather reliable data. In a lot of countries under authoritarian regimes, there's simply not access to that kind of data. There's also a lot of opacity in power structures and how power is exercised or distributed. And there can be a lot of difficulty in accessing key informants amongst elites. But really importantly, there's also huge safety issues, both for researchers but also for research participants. So one of the things that has to be kept in mind is what kind of materials can actually be gathered and how can these be gathered safely. So there's a real methodological implication in terms of materials and the generation of those materials. But there's also a methodological consideration with regards to the analysis. And given that there is this lack of access, lack of transparency, how do we account for that in our analysis to make sure that we have analyses that are reliable and valid? And there's different techniques for doing this. One of this would, of course, be triangulation. But another can be using analytical techniques such as narrative analysis that are not actually trying to establish the objective truth, but rather the accounts and how actors and social actors are accounting for their circumstances. So I think to do effective research and empirically robust research in authoritarian regimes requires really deep research partnerships with people in the field that are based on trust in order to be able to carry out the kind of research that we're seeking to do. But it also requires an acute knowledge of the context of the field in order to be sure that your own analysis is reliable and valid.